What do you see here? The RSI is at the bottom. It has just crossed, which means that we are at the beginning of an altcoin run.
A massive altcoin run is just beginning.
For me, I think that we're about to see a massive alt season, and to be honest, I've actually doubled down.
Today we bring on altcoin expert Ran Nooner of Crypto Banter.
I've doubled down. I've literally doubled down on my altcoin bets, and I want to show you why I'm so convinced.
Here in this video, he shares his top 10 high conviction altcoin picks.
My 10th position is another AI token.
He is very confident about these 10 altcoins in this video.
One of my favorite bets of the cycle.
Ran is specifically sharing with us his high conviction altcoin bets.
My number 8 may actually surprise you.
And still some high conviction degen plays.
All right, now we get super fucking degen, so hold on tight.
This video is not financial advice, just info and opinion. I was impressed with the research Ran brought today.
I've just chosen 10 or 12 altcoins, which are my favorite altcoins. They're all very strong in narratives that I really believe in.
Smash the like button, comment one crypto you like that you have high conviction in. Stay tuned for the 2 bonus coins at the end. Let's jump into this. Ran Nooner, Crypto Banter, I think one of the sharpest minds, not only in the crypto space, but the business space. Ran, do you think that there is still opportunity in crypto? I mean, the way I think about it is Bitcoin's above all-time highs. The ETFs are happening. They having happened. I think this would be one of the best times to be into altcoins in crypto. But do you think, what's your perspective on that?
I think we are at the beginning of an incredible, massive altcoin season. And I'm going to show you very simply why I'm so convinced, right? I've doubled down. I've literally doubled down on my altcoin bets. And I want to show you why I'm so convinced. So first of all, what you got to understand is you got to understand this line over here. This line over here is what you call a stochastic RSI. It's a momentum indicator. It's a sentiment indicator. Now, what you'll realize about the stochastic RSI is that if you look at the ETH stochastic RSI, when everyone thought that the ETF was completely dead, the stochastic RSI was at the bottom and it just turned, right? Mm-hmm. Now, when the stochastic RSI goes under 20 and turns, that's usually a buy signal. And you can see that every time that the stochastic RSI goes below 20 and turns, if you were just to buy every time that the stochastic RSI goes below 20, that's pretty much all you need. You can just trade without looking at the price chart. You could just trade in the stochastic RSI. The rules for stochastic RSI are as follows. Above 80, you want to be selling. Now, look, that would have made you sell somewhere around here. Below 20, when the 2 lines bottom and turn and cross over each other, the 2 moving averages, that's when you want to be buying, right? So that's on Ethereum. And remember that we all thought the ETH ETF discussion was dead. And then the RSI crossed. And then it was like, shit, we got this green candle because the news usually follows the charts, right? Now let's go on to total 3, which is the altcoin stochastic RSI. And I'm looking at it on the weekly because I'm looking from an investor point of view, not from a trader point of view, right? What do you see here? The RSI is at the bottom. It has just crossed, right? Which means that we are at the beginning of an altcoin run. Now, let's just talk about what could spur this altcoin run. 2 things happened a week ago which could spur a massive altcoin run. And I think we should talk about both. The first one is FIT 21 or FIT 121, the bill that was passed in the House, right? Now, what that calls on is it calls for clarity of regulation when it comes to altcoins. And what it does is it breaks the power between the SEC and the CFTC. What it says is if a project or an altcoin is decentralized enough, it's under the ambit of the CFTC, which we know is where Bitcoin and potentially Ethereum are under. And if it's not centralized enough, it goes under the SEC and it's deemed as a company. That's the first stage in regulatory clarity for altcoins in the United States. Tick. Second thing is the ETH ETF. Now, look, the Bitcoin ETF was exciting. The ETH ETF is more exciting for altcoins. And I'll tell you why. It's not just because ETH is an altcoin. If you think about the Bitcoin ecosystem, Bitcoin just needs Bitcoin to survive, right? Like Bitcoin is a token with a network. ETH is a network for multiple tokens with a token. Now think about this. When Wall Street invests in Bitcoin, all they care about is Bitcoin. How many people are using Bitcoin to store their wealth? When they invest in ETH, they are taking a bet that altcoins are going to succeed. Because if projects on the ETH network don't succeed, then the ETH ETF doesn't succeed. And so we're going to see a lot of money flowing into ETH, but also into all the projects around ETH and all the networks similar to ETH. And so I think when you combine the two of those things, clarity on altcoin regulation in the United States, plus the charts, which is the crossover in the RSIs, for me, I think that we're about to see a massive alt season. And to be honest, I've actually doubled down.
Very interesting. So let's jump right into it, guys. Smash the like button. Rand's going to give us his top 10 altcoins. And of course, if you want to see an altcoin you like on the next list, if you want Rand to check out, Rand, you promised to read some of the comments and maybe check out some of these altcoins.
Sure, for sure. 100%. I'm going to check them. I'm going to check out as many as I can. Also, yeah, we're going to break down some of my favorite altcoins. I just need to warn you that you may be disappointed because I'm not the kind of guy who jumps from altcoin to altcoin to altcoin. I did that in the last cycle and the cycle before. I jumped from shiny object to shiny object to shiny object. And you know what the truth is? I realized that all these altcoins and all these narratives are like bees going from flower to flower, right? And they go and they suck out the honey and they jump to the next flower and they suck out the pollen and they suck out the pollen from the next flower. And if you try and jump from narrative to narrative, you will get wrecked. And so what I've done this cycle, because I'm smarter, is I've just chosen 10 or 12 altcoins, which are my favorite altcoins. They're all very strong in narratives that I really believe in. And I'm just playing those 10 to 12 altcoins. Now, obviously, I'm open to suggestion. I'm not an idiot. I'm open to suggestion if something else, if my thesis changes. But I'm not jumping from altcoin to altcoin, narrative to narrative. I reckon that that's the quickest way to get wrecked. You know what I realized in crypto? It's like the story of the rabbit and the tortoise, right? In the race. The rabbit, the hare, is the one that thinks he's making money because he jumps from altcoin to altcoin, ICO to ICO, narrative to narrative. And then there's the slow and steady and consistent who knows what he's doing. Maybe on paper, he won't make as many returns, but in the end of the cycle, he'll end up keeping the returns. And that's how I created my altcoin thesis. So with that in mind,
I'm happy to hear you say that, Rand. I mean, this is what we want. We want truly what you're thinking. So please jump in.
If you talk to me now, and if you talk to me at the end of the cycle, chances are 80% of these altcoins will be exactly the same. Okay, so I've made a list, and I've made a special list for you guys, and I'll show you. I'll actually show you the list. The first, this is in terms of my highest versus lowest conviction, right? So this is actually in order. So it's not actually my top 10 altcoins, but it's actually in order. So my highest conviction bet of this cycle is a token called Arweave. What is Arweave? Arweave is a decentralized storage protocol. And now Arweave has developed an ecosystem which solves for the blockchain trilemma. So they created this thing called a supercomputer, which can now do parallel transactions, which makes it very, very, very fast. Now, the fully diluted market cap of Arweave is $2.5 billion. All their tokens are currently in circulation, or most of their tokens are currently in circulation. I think all of them are. And so for me, this doesn't fall into this new narrative where the VCs are pumping up tokens, giving them low token circulations with high fully diluted valuations, and then dumping their tokens on retail. So for me, Arweave ticks all the boxes. Arweave is my number one bet for the cycle. I think a $2.5 billion market cap, but it's definitely my number one bet. My number two bet in the cycle is Solana. Now, the reason why it is because if you think about Solana is the fastest blockchain. It's the cheapest blockchain. Well, maybe not the fastest blockchain, because there are blockchains that are fast, but it's the fastest blockchain that actually has real life adoption. And specifically meme coins, decentralized exchanges, Solana is definitely the winning blockchain. So for me, Solana is my number two bet.
Mm-hmm.
My number three bet is actually the Ton blockchain. Why? 900 million people have Telegram on their mobile phones. The crypto degens live with Telegram on their mobile phones. To me, I think the next stage is actually about adoption. And if the next stage is about adoption, then you need to back the blockchain or the app that could actually penetrate the most users. And that's why, for me, Ton, which is the, I don't want to say official, but the unofficial blockchain of the Telegram ecosystem, highly backed by its founder, Pavel Durov, to me, that's a massive, massive, massive bet.
We use Telegram all the time. And then Ton also did get they settled with the SEC back in the day. So they did get that clarity. But you're saying Arweave, Ton, and Solana, your top three highest conviction plays.
Top three. Then I move on to AI. And my big bet, I think AI is going to be a massive narrative. Why? Because I think as AI progresses in the traditional world, crypto companies are going to follow. But the thing is that you need to be able to take away the fluff and the crypto AI applications that are garbage from the ones that are actually going to really succeed. And this is what I want to show you where I've taken my AI bets. So I've got 2 AI bets. One of them is at number 4. My number 4 bet in terms of the highest conviction is Near Protocol. Why? Incredibly fast blockchain, fully diluted valuation of $8 billion. The founder of Near, the 2 founders of Near, Ilya, who is the founder, was actually quoted in the OpenAI ChatGPT white paper. The co-founder actually worked for OpenAI. So these guys are like the real deal. They've made an announcement that they are creating an AI ecosystem on Near, which is a blockchain which is optimized for AI. So for me, that is my first AI narrative bet, and that's Near Protocol. The next one is Rune. So Rune is ThoughtChain. ThoughtChain is a cross-chain DEX or a cross-chain DEX protocol. It's been around for multiple cycles. It's truly decentralized, and it has insane tokenomics. The more people use it, the more Rune tokens have to be locked up. And it's gaining in adoption very, very fast. So for me, ThoughtChain at a $2 billion valuation, one of my favorite bets of the cycle. Okay, now I go to another layer 1 blockchain. And this layer 1 blockchain is a layer 1 blockchain that is really fast. It's written with a language called Move. Now, Move is a language that was invented by Facebook when they were going to launch their DM project inside Facebook. And then when they tanked the project, 2 groups broke away. One was Aptos and one was Sui. I've spoken to both teams. I think Move is an amazing language. I think the blockchains are very, very fast. And I think that Sui is actually a better bet than Aptos. And so for me, I've taken a bet on Sui at a $10 billion fully diluted valuation that it may be one of the big front runners in the layer 1 blockchain discussion.
Over Aptos. You're going Sui over Aptos.
Sui over Aptos. I've spoken to both. Culturally, I like the people at Sui more. I find that Aptos is too much like a corporate American business. And in blockchain, those corporate American businesses don't win. Sui is much more easygoing. People of good culture. And so for me, I've taken Sui over Aptos. I've also been following their development. And to be honest, love what the guys at Sui are doing. All right, then we get into a few more. So the next one is, I guess, pretty obvious, and that's Ethereum. I mean, after the ETF discussions last week, I think that ETH is a bet that you have to take. And so, yes, I've put ETH at number 6.
Is it like, it's kind of like Bitcoin in that it's not the sexiest play, but it's going to be here. It's, you know.
Keep it in your portfolio. Keep it in your portfolio. I wouldn't have said that before the ETF happenings of last week. I wouldn't have said that. But I mean, after that, you have to have ETH back in your portfolio. You know, everyone declared ETH dead, and then ETH arose. The phoenix arose from the ashes. So for me, ETH goes into your portfolio. It's my number 7 in terms of conviction. My number 8 may actually surprise you. So my number 8 is a very, very, very high alpha play or beta play on Ethereum, and that is Coinbase. So why Coinbase? It's not really a crypto token, but it's a proxy on all crypto tokens. And it's really the biggest proxy for success. Now, you'll remember when I was on your last show, I think Coinbase was at about $40. And I said then that Coinbase was my ultimate pick of the season. Why? Because you don't really care which crypto succeeds and which crypto fail. They'll all be traded on Coinbase. All the regulated ones will be traded on Coinbase. Also, don't forget that Coinbase is the main custodian for the ETFs. So Bitcoin ETF gets approved, Coinbase wins. Ethereum ETF gets approved, Coinbase wins. Solana ETF gets approved one day, Coinbase wins. I just think that Coinbase is the ultimate proxy for everything that is happening in crypto. And so to me, you have to have Coinbase in your portfolio. All right, now we get super fucking degen. So hold on tight. Okay, so we're going to go super degen. I've actually got 12 coins for you. I've got 12 coins for you. I mean, when I was preparing the list, so from there, I go to Phantom. The reason why I've chosen Phantom is because Phantom is the Andre Cronje blockchain. They've reinvented the blockchain with a new tech stack called Sonic. Sonic is a very, very fast blockchain, which kind of becomes an ETH parallel chain or an ETH layer 2. And I just think you can't take a bet against Andre Cronje at a $2 billion fully diluted valuation. So for me, Phantom goes in my number 9 position. My 10th position is another AI token. It's called Based AI.
That's a good one. I like Based AI.
Yeah, it's an improvement on Tau. Tau BitTensor is probably the prominent AI infrastructure play. And I've spoken to the developers at BitTensor or at Based AI, and I just think that it's a lot better in terms of how it works. And so for me, at a much lower market cap, $166 million market cap, for me, it's like a no-brainer to go into this one. So I've taken this one as my AI bet. And then look, we're in a meme coin super cycle. And so you have to take a bet on meme coins. Now, look, there's lots of meme coins. You could say that you should go on to like the main meme coin on every chain, in which case you'd go on like Brett on Base, and you would go on Resistance Dog on Telegram, and Pepe on ETH, and Wolf on Solana. You could do that. But here's how I see meme coins. For any crypto project to succeed, you need to have three things. You need to have technology, casino, and community. And let's call community religion. Now, usually protocols launch, example Starknet, or example is Ethereum, they launch, and then they try and build community and applications which make it feel like a casino, because that's the perfect trifecta. Meme coins are the other way, come in from the other way around. They have no technology, but they have amazing community and amazing casino, right? So meme coins have amazing community and amazing casino. But no meme coin in history has survived over 2 cycles unless it has evolved into something more than a meme coin. And that kind of makes sense, because if you think about meme coins, and even just about memes, a meme is something that's about now. Like, when was the last time you saw a meme that lasted multi generations? You know, like maybe Chuck Norris is the only one where you can say like, that's the only meme that has really remained relevant over a long period of time. The other day I saw a meme around Chuck Norris where he said, I too was a man trapped in a woman's body, and then my mother gave birth to me. You know, like that kind of like meme will always like survive. You know what I mean? So I've chosen 2 meme coins, and both meme coins are actually much more than meme coins. The first meme coin is Tucker. Now, why do I love Tucker? I want to actually show you something. I just want to show you how cool this is. So Tucker is a meme which is made around Tucker Carlson, okay? And he is the crypto version of Tucker Carlson. What if Tucker Carlson was a meme, a crypto degen? And that is Tucker Carlson. Tucker is very, very, very funny. I'll show you some like just one of his very, very funny videos. It'll take a minute or so.
Thanks for coming in, Gary.
Don't mention it. It's always a pleasure to see you, Nancy.
Can I offer you a little drinky drink?
No, thank you. It's only 8 a.m. I do intermittent fasting.
Well, then in that case, Gary, please feast your eyes on this. I think that's what they call a bombshell, not to mention disgusting and illegal.
Nancy, I mean, ma'am, I was in college. It was a long, long time ago. Please don't do this.
Can you imagine how distraught poor Elizabeth would be to see this, not to mention your wife?
I think I'm going to puke.
Likewise, Gary, you know, sometimes I wonder where your loyalties lie, to the party or somewhere else.
Respectfully, ma'am, my loyalty is to the American investor.
Oh, cut the shit. Your ridiculous jihad against crypto is making us look bad, really bad. It's costing us votes and could well cost us the election.
With all due respect.
Shut your hole, Gary, and listen. You're going to leave this room and go to the office, and you're going to approve the Ethereum ETFs. Then you're going to back the hell off with these absurd Wells notices. I don't want your name anywhere near CNBC for the rest of the year. Do I make myself clear? It would be such a terrible shame for your glittering career to end in disgrace. You're free to go. Paul, exit all positions and go max long on Ethereum, full leverage. See you later.
So he makes real DJing content. Actually, most of his content, most of the content that Tucker makes, he's actually the interviewing like Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna
like,
say that was great AI and that was enjoyable, but I didn't see Tucker.
Sleepy Joe
hold on,
Boat.
let me find you a really cool one. So
But obviously,
yeah, so
Tucker Carlson has a big audience. He's growing, so like this meme could have legs.
it could have legs. And also the reason why I like it a lot is because they've partnered up with Banter, because Banter, yeah, we know how to build a media station and we know how to raise sponsorships and stuff like that. And they've partnered up with us to actually start getting sponsorships. Now, every time they get sponsorships, we burn a big percentage of the tokens. So we buy and burn tokens. So the more sponsorship we get, the more we buy and burn tokens. Now, just think about how powerful that is. The more crypto you watch, the more Tucker content you watch, the more sponsors you go and visit, the more return the sponsors get, the more we buy and burn tokens.
That seems
So
like
it's
a good revenue model.
It's an amazing revenue model. So that's why I like Tucker. And then obviously the last coin in the meme super cycle, which I love, is Gummy.
What the hell is Gummy, Rand? It's just a gummy.
Well, it's a weed gummy. It's a meme of a weed gummy. We launched it just to teach our community how to launch a meme coin. And we thought that was an important skill to have because in this day and age, you got to know how to launch a meme. It's like learning how to launch an NFT. And so we launched Gummy. Gummy then took on a life of its own. It's much, 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 much bigger than anything that we could have imagined. I mean, Gummy is just way, 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 way bigger than anything that we could have imagined. It made us realize how powerful the community is. And to be honest, now where we are with Gummy is that it's become it's got over 50,000 holders. It has one of the most powerful communities in the world. I'm trying to show you some crazy things. This guy named his daughter after Gummy, Ran Gummy Bika.
That's outrageous.
Okay? There are people that have made tattoos. We have the biggest tattoo community in the world, like people that have actually put tattoos on their backsides, believe it or not. So let me just see if I can find you some examples here. I mean, there is a tattoo, someone's tattoo on his backside, and there's hundreds of these. There's another one with a tattoo on his arm. So this is the community putting up billboards in Hong Kong and Korea and stuff like that. So this has just taken on a life of its own, and I think it's one of the most powerful communities in the world. And now we've launched a campaign on Gummy, where Gummy is a weed gummy, right?
Okay.
So what happens if you take a gummy?
You get high.
You get baked.
Yeah.
So we said if you stake your gummy, if you stake your gummy, you get baked. So baked is a new meme coin. It's Gummy's brother. You take a gummy, you get baked. So you stake your gummy and you get baked. And this is a new meme coin. So what we've done is we've harnessed the power of the Gummy community because we think it's the most active crypto community out there. And we've said, if anybody wants to harness the power of this community, let them stake. So let them stake. And then you can airdrop tokens and meme coins to them because then you're incentivizing probably we think one of the most powerful communities in the world to join your protocol. So think about like a chain. Think about Sui. Think about Sui wanting to bring users, active users only, onto their blockchain. They'll now go to the Gummy community, stake your Gummy, and get stoned on Sui. And I probably gave something away there, which I shouldn't have given away, but I think you get the drift. You just get airdrops and airdrops and airdrops because people want to tap into the community. And that's why I picked Gummy. So it's two meme coins. One of them is actually a media station, a meme-powered media station. And the other one is a way to tap into the most powerful community in the world. And that's really why I chose those guys. So that's my top 12 for you guys. I made top 10, but then I thought, it would be a miss of me not to include meme coins. So I added the two meme coins. I've added one stock there, which I think is good, that covers the whole of crypto. And I think that if you stick with those 10 or 12 for the rest of the cycle, and you don't chop and change every Wednesday and Thursday when a new narrative comes to mind, you got a very powerful portfolio.
I appreciate you just being real with us, giving us that alpha. That was a good list. Comment below what you think of Ran's list. Guys, subscribe to Ran, follow him on Twitter. I'm going to leave links to that below. Ran, final words of wisdom on how to tackle the cryptocurrency market for the Altcoin Daily audience. And of course, anything you want to plug.
So you will see that in this cycle, you will see that there are a lot of people who are going to be making a lot of money from jumping to coin and narrative to narrative. My history in this industry tells me that whilst those people will feel rich during the cycle, at the end of the cycle, those people will be left with nothing. Find your tokens, make sure that you can hold them with conviction for the whole cycle, and then invest in those tokens. And feel free to add one or two more narratives, but don't jump from narrative to narrative. And I promise you that when you get to the end of the cycle, if you land up with holding the quality, you win the game. And all those people that were jumping from non-quality to non-quality because it was a short-term thesis or a short-term narrative, all those guys get wrecked at the end of the cycle. This is a game of the tortoise and the hare. And in this game, you got to be the tortoise, slow, steady, consistent, versus jumping into every little shiny object that promises it's going to give you money.
Thank you, Ran. Thanks for coming on today.
Cool, guys. Thank you. Much love.